to the midweek edition of Trending Issues. Yes, a program that comes to you live from the studios of AF Television. You know how we do it on Trending Issues. This is what we talk about issues that are trending in their country, Nigeria, and of course, outside the shores of Nigeria. My name is still Faith Okanwa, and don't forget how we do it. You look at all our social media platforms, look at the topics that we have selected to talk about today. From those topics, you can drop your comments, make your contributions on any of the topics that interests you the most. Of course, you can also like, share, invite your friends to hook up to the conversation this morning, and we will take as much comments as we can on the program Trending Issues. Quickly, let's begin with the most trending. Yes, so many things are trending, and the one that seems to be the most trending is the issue that has to do with the Inspector General of Police, that is Akali Usman Baba, who was remanded in prison by a federal high court in Abuja yesterday. Of course, yesterday was Tuesday, and that court said that Usman Akali Baba should be taken to the prison where he will stay for 3 months. Why? Because of contempt of a court order. Of course, according to the court, they said they gave an order for one CSP Patrick Okoli to be reinstated. Of course, he went to the court saying that he was unjustly retired from the Nigerian police force, and of course the court gave a ruling that he should be reinstated and receive a compensation fee of 10 million. But up till now, the Nigerian police force are yet to obey that court ruling. And yesterday, the Federal High Court in Abuja ordered for the IGP Baba to be sent to prison for 3 months. And of course, according to the justice that presided in that court yesterday, she said that the IGP will have to remain in prison even after 3 months. If he is yet to obey the court order, he will still be committed to prison. Of course, it has generated some issues. While some are saying, yes, this is a good one, we have rule of law, and the courts are sitting up to show that they are also important as far as the Nigerian system of government is concerned. But the Nigerian police force yesterday as well released a statement, and of course they are saying that the IGP is not aware, the Nigerian police itself is not aware of any court order ordering them to reinstate Patrick Okoli, who was a former CSP and who was discharged. He was retired unjustly, and of course they are saying that they will carry out some investigations to see what actually went wrong. I'm going to take a statement released by the police public relations officer, that is talking about CSP Dejobi, and he wrote, the Nigerian police force wishes to state emphatically that the office of the Inspector General of Police IGP Usman Akali Baba did not disregard court order or rule of law, as the office is not aware of any court order during the current IGP's tenure with respect to a matter making the round in the media that the IGP disobeyed a court order for the reinstatement of a dismissed officer of the force. It is instructive to note that the case in point concerns an officer who was dismissed as far back as 1992, a few years after the current IGP joined the Nigeria Police Force. Based on available facts gleaned from the reports, the most recent judgment on the matter was given in 2011, which should ordinarily not fall under the directive purview of the current administration of the force. Thus, the news is strange and astonishing. The IGP has, however, directed the Commissioner of Police in charge of the Force Legal Unit to investigate the allegation in a bid to ascertain the position of the court and proffer informed legal advice for the IGP's prompt and necessary action. This is the statement released by the Nigerian Police Force and signed by CSP Olumiyawo Dejobi. Of course, they are saying that they will carry out some investigation, but now the court has given an order. It is now one thing they are supposed to do is to obey first, or they can file for a stay of execution and then go for an appeal. Of course, you can recall that a few months the EFCC boss Bawa was also in the same shoe, and of course he filed for a stay of execution, and he also went for an appeal, and the appeal court has squashed the initial judgment, sending him to prison. Of course, this is a good one. Yes, the court, the Nigerian judicial system is at least coming up now. One thing is to be in power, the other is to respect the rule of law and to respect the law guiding the country. Of course, nobody is above the law. If you have contempted the court's order, you should pay for it. And we hope that that issue will be rectified. And of course, it's still trending issues. AF Television joined the conversation this morning, still talking about the force. Yesterday, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, raided some areas in Abia State, both in Abia, the commercial city, and the Umahia, where they said they arrested a suspected drug kingpin in Umahia and the Abia area. And of course, they made some arrests, arrested 2 persons, while 1 person fled, and they also sealed some properties. And of course, the NDLEA released a statement that yesterday telling us the modus operandi, and the person they arrested was Onya Halachi Stephen Wangugu, and of course, the elder brother is Eze Caleb Stephen, who also he fled, and he was not arrested. Of course, they are saying that when they were carrying out that raid, they were able to retrieve some drug items, cocaine, oromiri, and the rest of them, and they sealed some mansion properties, hotels, and eateries. We'll just give you the names of those eateries that were sealed by the NDLEA, and they are Jollof Hotel in Mbausi, Isialangwa North local government area of Abia State, and the Nosil Luxury Hotel, Aba Port Harcourt Expressway, and Royal Cruise Fast Food, Enugu Port Harcourt Expressway. These are some of the facilities, the properties that were sealed off by the NDLEA. Of course, investigation is still on, and they will be charged to court if they are found guilty of these charges. Of course, according to the EFCC, they have been on the trail of these suspects since 2013, and yesterday they were able to arrest 2 of them. And of course, you recall that yesterday also the governor of Abia State commissioned, the IGP commissioned some police infrastructures the governor constructed. And of course, when the governor was speaking yesterday, he said that henceforth crime will not be tolerated. It will no longer be allowed in Abia State. Of course, we keep advising you, stay away from crime, stay away from anything that will not do you good. Of course, yes, it can pay you now, but on the long run, you will have to face the music of the law. These ones have been arrested. Who will be arrested next? And we hope that our youth especially have learned from this, stay away from criminal activities. It's still trending issues. AF Television. Yesterday, the men in the Federal Civil Service Commission were rejoicing. Why? Because the federal government have now decided to give the men 14 days paternal leave. That is to say, if your wife is pregnant and you are working in the Federal Civil Service, just get ready to rest. Will I say rest? You will not rest because it's a paternal leave. You're supposed to stay in the house for 14 days and help your wife take care of the newborn baby. Of course, the federal government says that the men will now enjoy 14 days leave if your wife gives birth. And of course, you will enjoy it once in 2 years, and it will be for a maximum of 4 children. And of course, you recall that sometime there was a clamor for maternal leave to be shifted to about 6 months, while paternal leave will be 3 months. But that seems not to be working in the federal level. But I think Enugu State has adopted that is the women are enjoying maternal leave for 6 months, while the men are enjoying for 3 months. But now the federal government is saying that men will enjoy 14 days, while women are still on 3 months leave. It's a good one. This is to allow the fathers also have a good bond with their newborn babies. Of course, that is it there. The program is still trending issues. Now to our final story, a very pathetic event. Yes, I choose to call it pathetic because it's a very risky one. But we thank God that these Nigerian young men did not lose their lives. Yesterday, a Spanish coastguard intercepted a tank, an oil tanker that left the shores of Lagos in Nigeria to Spain. And of course, 3 Nigerian men hid in the rudder of that tanker. They were trying to escape. We call them stowaways. These are stowaways, but fortunately for them, they got there. They got to Spain. It took them about 11 days to travel from Lagos to Spain. But the Spanish Coast Guard were able to intercept them, and they were taken to the hospital for medical attention because of dehydration. That is to tell you the level of economic hardship we have in the country, Nigeria. People are now taking so much risk just to leave this country, and it's not a very good one. We've had so many cases of stories like this where People will go through the deserts, they'll go through the seas, some even trek to see that they leave the country in Nigeria. But we hope that, God willing, by 2023, these issues, these challenges that we are faced with in Nigeria will all be things of the past, and others from other countries will now be pushed to come to Nigeria, because Nigeria will be a better place. We hope that those persons are in good hands now, and maybe they will be repatriated or they will be accommodated in that country. But it is not advisable to take such risk. It was quite a huge risk they took, but God was on their side. And that is it there, and that is how we call it a wrap on today's edition of Trending Issues. Thank you so much for being part of the Wednesday's edition of Trending